We have to do a discussion on our movie industry because we believe that until we all come together to talk about how it is going, we will not achieve anything. That is why on today's edition of The Real Talk, I have one brain on the movie front. And I can tell you that this man is really making waves in Ghana. If you come to Ghana and it is about the movie industry, there is only one name, Tony Asankoma, with the platform ghmoviefreak.com. They also have a platform on YouTube, so you can also check it out to know what is trending there and all that. Production is obviously being done by Digital Rasta, aka Currency, here on Sammy Flex TV. So come, join us. Let us do this movie discussion. If you have more, you can also join us with your comments and subscribe to be part of the excitement on this platform. Tony, you are doing well in the movie industry. I hope it is paying.
Well, 5 years getting to my set here, it's really now starting to pay off. I believe I put in the work. The earlier stages were difficult. If I'd relaxed or I'd be relentless, I wouldn't be here. It's now actually starting to pay off that I'm beginning to see. Although I'll say that I have not broke even my investment over the past 5 or 6 years, I'm now seeing that yes, I did the right thing by being persistent. Yes.
But what has been your specialty so far in the movie front? Because I know there are some people outside who would want to come to Ghana to do something movies. What are your specialties so they can even deal with you?
Okay, so ghmoviefreak.com is a film review and promo platform. So what we basically do is to do film reviews and also promotion for films. Yes, so if you check all the content on the website, there are featured articles that are promo material and also reviews that are promo materials. Yeah, it's quite maybe unfortunate that over here in Ghana, people don't understand the importance of film reviews. But abroad, it's very important. Every film that is released needs to get at least 10, 15, or 20 reviews to be considered as relevant. That's why a platform like mine comes into place. So having all these film reviews I've done for Ghana positioned GH Movie Freak as the only film review platform in Ghana and this part of Africa. So even as it stands now, I'm getting access to some Hollywood films to review them even before they come out. Wow. Yeah.
Okay, so this is not a Ghana thing, it is an international platform. Therefore, everywhere you're also watching us from in the world, if you want to be part of the Ghanaian movie space, why not? Tony Asankoma and his GH Movie Freak is the right platform to go to. Now, today we are talking about two main things. We're talking about the fact that Nigeria is bleeding, as we say. Nigeria is weeping because one of the movies they put through for the Best International Feature in the Oscars, it has been disqualified. But here in Ghana, we are not bleeding. Ghana, we are not bleeding, we are feeling, in the sense that our Azali movie, which was also sent to the Oscars committee, it is being considered, it is still part. Whether we're going to win or not is another discussion. But then, Tony, I know Nigeria is not happy for the disqualification of LionHeart movie by Genevieve Nnaji. You have been in the movie front proper. What do you think were the issues that caused their disqualification?
Okay, so the category is best foreign language film. And before we even go further, it's the Oscars, the Academy Awards, which is an American award scheme. It is not an award scheme that is designed for the whole world. It's designed for Hollywood and Americans. So that's their focus. They only created that category to enable other films submit to that award scheme. And their entry requirements are a lot, but the most important is it has to be in a foreign language. Okay, so America, their official language is English. So they consider every other language as a foreign language. So to be able to submit to that category, it has to be a foreign language. Well, per their category definition, it says predominantly a non-English dialogue. Meaning you can have English in there, but majority of that dialogue should be in a foreign language. Okay. As when they started that category, as at 2004, they allowed for the dialogue to be of the home country. So for instance, if Ghana is submitting, before then, if Ghana is submitting, the dialogue has to be a dialogue that is spoken in Ghana.
Any of our
any of any of our languages.
Okay.
But after 2004, after some changes in 2006, they decided that it is a foreign language. So, for instance, here in Ghana, when we are submitting, we can submit a French film. Okay. We can submit even a German film, provided that it is not predominantly English. Okay. It can be a Ghanaian language, but they've made it flexible enough so that we can try other languages in our filmmaking. Yes. So the first about Nigeria is they feel like they've been cheated or something, or been kicked out early enough. But if you read
the category definition,
yes, it's there. Predominantly a non-English dialogue. Okay, so you can have English there, but when they watch it and they realize that the English is more than the local dialect, then you don't qualify. Yeah.
Now let's extend this discussion. I have followed one or two Twitter postings from some people who are Nigerians, even in our movie industry here in Ghana. I've seen those who have been to Nigeria to shoot saying that when you go to Nigeria, to them they don't consider pidgin, their kind of pidgin language as English language. Therefore, those who have even not been to school before, they are able to speak pidgin language. So if they have to pass through these problems because of that clause that it has to be in a non-English language, they qualify. Again, I've heard a movie producer argue that when they are sending their movies to DSTV platforms and the movies are in pidgin, they still tell them to translate the movies into real English. So that is why they think they are being dealt with badly.
So if you look at a pidgin English language, first of all, it is English. It's based on the principles of English. Corrupted English, that's what we call pidgin. Yeah, the broken English. Mm-hmm. So before anything else, it's English. It's not a foreign language. There are even in that particular category, countries like UK, like countries within the UK and even Canada, who are English-speaking countries, are not allowed to submit their films in English. That is the rule. Canada has to. The Canadian films that have been submitted are in French because that's their second language. Mm-hmm. And that French is considered as a foreign language by the Academy, which is in America. Mm-hmm. You understand? And even in Europe, UK and the likes, this year, for instance, the UK film that was submitted is in Arabic, but was shot in the UK. Mm-hmm. You understand? So for that argument about language, pidgin English not being English language for Nigerians, I mean, it's neither here nor there, because when you don't even speak pidgin English and you hear pidgin English, you can pick up the English in it. But that's not even the case with the film you are talking about, LionHeart. When you watch the film closely, there's more refined English. I mean, proper English. Although there's pidgin English in there, there's still proper.
And again, there's a percentage of their local English.
Yes, there's a percentage of their pidgin English and local dialect in it. Mm. But of course, the Academy might have watched through it and realized that when you add up that English dialogue, it is more than the local dialogue that they are looking for as a requirement. So of course, they would have to disqualify it. Okay. You see, so it's a mistake they made. While submitting.
When you say they, who are they?
I'm talking about the committee that selected LionHeart as Nigeria's official selection for that category.
They should have known better based on their definition.
Based on the definition. It's simple as that. Predominantly a non-English speaking dialogue. So you just have to, there's a way around it, that you can have the English in it, but it must not be majority of the dialogue. You see, so if the committee that selected it had taken their time, probably they would have gotten another film to fit that. I believe they were trying to ride on the success of LionHeart. After all, it's something that has been selected by Netflix. It's being distributed by Netflix. So I believe they wanted to ride on that success to lobby and then push their film. But if you there's a film that anyone who is honest about it knows that it doesn't meet that predominantly non-English requirement.
See, earlier this morning on radio, Xylophone FM to be specific, Showbiz Agenda, a guy I suspect is a Nigerian also suggested that, oh, it is because they don't want that feminine figure to achieve that international stature. I don't know if you would agree or disagree.
I think in this day and age, okay, and how America is structured, they will not make that mistake of yes, or stepping on those toes. Even affirmative action is a big thing in the United States. Even LGBT rights is a big case is something big in the United States. Last year, for instance, as part of the films, I think there was an LGBT film. Last 2 years, there was Moonlight, which is also an LGBT film. So they will not make those mistakes. And even if they would make those mistakes, I mean, it's not an argument that they can win. It would be so clear. You see, so I believe it is just a matter of, and I'm very sure that in that particular category of over 93 films, about 93 films that was submitted, Genevieve is not the only female filmmaker in that category. There are several other females, although I can't remember top of my head, there were other females. So it's not a matter of gender, them being gender biased. I believe it's just a mistake that was made by the committee that selected the film. It's a good film. I mean, it's a film that we've discussed and enjoyed. For me, I like the fact that once you watch that film, it still feels Nigerian. Okay, the Nigerian is not taken away from it. Although it is polished, it's refined, well shot, well directed, well edited, once you watch that film, the Nigerian is in it. But bottom line is, it doesn't meet that requirement.
All right, so his name is Tony Asankoma from ghmoviefreak.com. I've told you that if it is the movie industry you want to enter, especially in Ghana, they are the right people to contact, and with that, you're good to go. Try their channel, ghmoviefreak.com as well. Now, let's come to Ghana. I said Nigeria is bleeding and we are feeling. What is the state of our nomination as well? Because we also presented Azali, a movie shot in the northern region, and I hear it has some good taste in there. How about us? What is our state?
Just like Nigeria, this is the first time we are also being able to submit a film for that particular category, and it's a good feeling for the Ghanaian film industry, because Azali is a film that you would enjoy. Okay, for them, yes, they had it right in terms of the language, because when you watch the film, there is English in it, but the local dialect exceeds the English that is used in the film. And it's a film that appeals to a social matter, a social subject. So it becomes more Oscar-worthy, because they are very particular about choosing films that are, they like agenda-setting films. Okay. They don't just take a film because it's entertaining. They want agenda-setting films that would spark conversations. And Azali is one of those films. When it got released last year, I mean, everyone who watched that film had something to say about it. For me, last year is in my top 3 films that I got to see from Ghana last year. And I think it's something that we should all support. I'm hoping that now that it has been submitted, they meet all the other requirements and get selected as one of the nominees for the category. That would be a good look for our film industry. For people who have not seen the film, they shouldn't bother. I understand it's going to be on streaming platforms very soon. Yes, Nigeria got the Netflix deal ahead of us, but there are other things that are coming up for Azali as well, so that people could check out that film and see for themselves the work that went into it. You see, and that's what's very important, that for a very long time, we've not been able to submit a film, and finally, we have a good film that people should go out and support. Yeah.
Now, let's consider the population of Ghana and the fact that should Oscars even give us that nomination finally, what is going to be our chances? Can our numbers push for them to consider us in terms of winning?
It's not really a numbers game when it comes to the Oscars, because it's entirely decided on by the Academy and those who have voting rights. So it's not open to public voting. But although there's some level of lobbying that involves how well the film has done, on certain platforms, which is very necessary to help influence the Academy in selecting who wins what or who even gets nominated, which is very important, that we should try and find ways to lobby and get Azali out there. People should talk about it. It has reviews.
That is Oscars.
Yes, that is Oscars. People, I get disturbed a bit when people say Oscars. We don't need Oscars. It's the same way I feel about we don't need a World Cup. You understand? But then when we go to the World Cup, even though we haven't won some before, making a representation there adds something to the Ghanaian sporting fraternity. That makes us look promising. That makes us look inviting for investment. And that is what we should be looking at for Azali. Because if he should get nominated, and even now that it's even in the conversation, people are starting to look at this small country called Ghana and its prospects when it comes to the film industry. And it's a good look for us. I'm praying that they get nominated, and even if they don't win, I mean, now we are in the conversation as a place where people can go to make good films, or people can find good films. Because it's a big challenge for producers when it comes to filmmaking. Over here, we already know we need investment and all of that. And a conversation that's going on now is making Ghana a co-production hub where people can come into the country from all over the world, partner with Ghanaian companies to shoot films here. Azali is that film that puts us one step ahead of that agenda. Yeah.
All right, so this has been the movie talk here on The Real Talk with Ghana's only movie brains. He's not the only person though, but at the moment he's the one available to the industry, always ready to support you in whatever ways you can. So this is our message to Ghanaians all over the world. Ghana, we are there. For the first time, we've made that presentation, or representation rather. Let's go ahead and support our brothers and our sisters in the movie. I heard there is even a young girl in the movie who is already winning international awards.
Yeah.
Exactly. So let's support them, because when they win, it is a win for Ghana. And wherever you are in the world, you are also going to enjoy in this win. Tony, thank you so much. Unless you want to add something to it, we can add it briefly, then you say goodbye.
Sure. For GH Movie Freak, we do film reviews and promos. So if you want to know anything about the quality of Ghanaian film industry, just check out www.ghmoviefreak.com for all your reviews. Also, we have some foreign reviews there as well. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so go there. And I know the movie world is really large. Let's see more. Let's do more with these people, and I believe we are good to go. My name has been Sammy Flex, and he has been Tony Asankoma from ghmoviefreak.com. This has been The Real Talk, produced and directed by the man called Digital Rasta, aka Currency. You can subscribe so that anytime there is something new on this channel, you can also benefit from it. God bless you so much. Now, if you are a musician, young musician, big musician, and you want an affordable music video, we are ready to also do that for you here on Flex TV. We do it, we help you to do promotion as well. So just call the numbers on the screen and be part of the deal. Thank you for watching.